Hey everybody, Joel Woodard here with you for another painting log video. And I just got finished doing these gouache works here. I sometimes work with gouache when I want to get through works pretty quick and when I want to do a lot of them. And some of you might be wondering what gouache is. Well, gouache is a lot like watercolor. It's just a little more opaque, and I really like working with it. I've come to feel like it's drawing with water, so it's fun for me to do. And they're also really great when you feel stuck and you need to shake yourself out of being stuck. The quick nature of this process really helps with that. I wasn't feeling stuck necessarily with what I was doing, but I felt excited to do these. I wanted to do a little batch of these, so I just knocked them out. I originally wanted to do 10, but I think 7 is all I had in me this time around. I decided to work on the floor with these. Sometimes I do that. It's fun to do that. Makes you feel a little bit like a kid again. Isn't particularly good for your back, but it's good for the spirit a little bit. And lately I've been letting my cat Ted come in here. I think he's got me figured out. I think he knows I'm just kind of a big softie for him. And of course, as I was setting up my space to work, he just plopped himself right down on my space where I was going to work in a typical cat fashion. So, of course, eventually I had to shoo him away a little bit, and finally got to work. So the way I start with these is I try and do a lighter value of black. I just worked with black today, and I'll start out with a design that I have in my sketchbook. I do a few of these at a time, give the one I started with a little time to dry, and then when I've gotten a few of them down, 3 or 4, go back to the one I've started with, and if it's dry, I'll go in with a darker value. I did that for the first 3 of these. Then I wanted to do something different with this one right here. I decided to start with some solid black shapes and see if I could work some grayer values around that. I'm always flipping through my sketchbook for ideas. Usually I just kind of draw pieces in my sketchbook here and there, and when it comes time to do something like this, I'll do a few pieces here, flip through my book to see if there's other possibilities. I don't necessarily work in a cut-up beat poet style like William Burroughs would do. There's through the years, there have been a lot of connections between the beat writers and artists, but that's not particularly what I'm doing. I'm not working randomly like that. But it is always great when random things like that happen. The happy accidents, you could call them. So you can say this is a process of layering. Adding one layer to a bunch of these, going back, adding a few more, and shuffling around between 4 or 5 works until you're satisfied with them. for these intents and purposes, I'm pretty satisfied. I usually have the intention in my mind that these are going to be really loose and really fast, and I always end up working on them a lot more than I thought I would. I want to utilize the automatism method, and automatism, when speaking about making artwork, is a method of art making where an artist will try and suppress any kind of conscious thought and basically just letting your hand go on automatic. That works for me really well in my sketchbook, but this will sound counterintuitive, but it will take conscious thought for me to try and get at my subconscious. I usually get really fastidious with detail towards the end of these, and sometimes for good, sometimes for bad. So you just always, with art making, you just always gotta take the good with the bad. So that was it. So that was the end of the session. As I was working on the floor for a while, of course, Ted helped himself to my chair. Somehow he always thinks that's his chair, and whenever I need it back, I always gotta boot him out of it. Sometimes we can share it, but that usually doesn't last long. I don't think he wants to share it with me, so eventually he'll take off and go back to doing his own thing. So gotta love cats. Love my Ted. So, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and leave some comments. I'd love to see some comments and get a little conversation, some dialogue going. That's a big part of this. So, thanks again. See you next time.